obviously you can just slide off the oar lock. You can slide off the washer, or depending on the kind of oar you have, you can just unscrew it. I find this a little easier. Choose which oar. It's also sometimes better if you do it in the boat, but I think it's probably easier to do it when you're outside the boat. Depends what you're doing. And I tend to use the front oar locks, so I like to reach a little bit. So you just put it through there and screw it in again. Adjust your oars as necessary. You might want to put a flotation bag inside. If you put flotation bags inside, you can run a rope through those little eyelets, or that one, to hold down your flotation bag into the boat. If you just place your flotation bags in the boat, it's not going to make it float. They have to be tied into the boat. Now with a normal 60-pound, 80-pound boat, you just plop yourself in, you step into it, and you sit down. This is a lightweight backpacker's boat. So while it's very strong and water resistant, you really don't want to crease these in the way that they don't want to be creased, because you'll weaken the boat somewhat. So the trick to that is, when you get in, either lower yourself in gently from a dock, or perhaps better, because a lot of times that's hard to do, just put the front of it on your beach, put the bow of it on your beach, or the stern on your beach, whichever, and you step into the bow so that there's sand below it. Don't reach all the way in, because then you might bend the hull. So just step where there's sand, and then gently ease yourself in, holding onto the gunnels, and while you're sitting on the boat, and then your weight is distributed, and then you can push yourself off from the beach with your oar. When you get out, you'll do it the opposite way. So you'll paddle in as close as you can get to the beach. Now you're not going to be able to beach yourself too well, because the way the double hull goes. So you're not going to be able to get it too well on the beach like you can a regular boat. So you might be able to if you lean back somewhat, so that you can pick. If you lean back to the back of the boat somewhat, so you can sort of take some weight off the bow, then you might be able to push it up on the sand a little more. But get it up on the sand as far as you can, and then ease yourself forward, and then put your weight on where the sand is, and then step out, and that's good to go. Okay, so that's the way you get into and out of the boat. Just try not to stand up on it if there's not some kind of solid surface behind it or underneath it, because it's easy to damage the boat that way. Other than that, it's a very durable hull. Now, the other thing some people like to do is, if you want to cut a piece of thin plywood, you can cut it to the same shape, same size as the bottom of your boat. Make sure you sand the edges so they're nice and round and they won't cut the inside of the boat. And you can place it in there, and that will give you a much more sturdy floor. That obviously makes it less backpackable, but it makes the boat different fun for different purposes. You'll throw it over your shoulder. If you need to, you can adjust that strap, move it somewhere else in the boat, just so it lays on your back a little more carefully. It's kind of a messenger bag style. That's how it sits on your back. So you can adjust this, move it around to the front or the side, or tighten it or loosen it just to make it a little more comfortable. Also, you might want to tie it onto your bigger backpack. You may want to put it on the back of your bike or your motorcycle. There's a lot of different things you can do there, but that's the shoulder strap in that configuration. You can also add another strap, improvise something to make a regular backpack style, but this is pretty light. You probably won't need to do that. Also, if you have a regular backpack on, having the one-strap configuration lets you sometimes just hang it on your back below your backpack. If you want to clean your boat, say it gets scuffed or dirty or something like that, you will find the very best thing in keeping this boat clean is a magic sponge. One of those, like, they're white and you dip them in water. That'll clean every little scuff mark off of it. They're terrific. Now, the other thing is, this white plastic has some UV resistance, but you'll note in the instructions that we recommend some kind of marine UV protectant. So you can find in the links for the boat, you'll see which ones we recommend. It's not too expensive, and it'll dramatically prolong the life and usability of your boat. It's important just to protect things that are out in the sunlight, because sunlight will eventually degrade just about anything.